Okay, we're going to go ahead and start our French braid. And you start above the nose and you create a triangle backwards. Okay, here's your triangle. And what you're going to do is you're going to do a 3-strand braid, except each time you're crossing from the opposite side, you are adding from the outside sides of the face. So you take your section, pretend this is your ponytail, and you have 3 sections. Then you have your right, your middle, and your left. Okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to start with your basic braid. The right goes over the middle, left goes over the middle. Okay? And you can use your monkey fingers to gather your sections and comb through to smooth it out. Now, instead of just continuing to add the right side over the middle, to the right strand, you're going to take a little bit of hair from the side, as thin or as thick as you like, and you're going to add it to the right section. So your right section or your outer section is going to get progressively thicker. So now that I've added, I'm going to go ahead, regroup my fingers in sections, and I'm going to cross my right over the middle. Okay, so now I'm going to regroup my fingers and comb through. Now it's the left side's turn to go over the middle, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit from the left side. Add a little bit from the left side to my left section. So now my left section's a little bit thicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little my left section over the middle. So regroup my fingers. Now I have my right, my middle, and my left. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my left, my middle, and my right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some hair from the outside and I'm going to add it to my right section. Now it's the right side's turn to go over the middle. Okay, regroup my fingers and my sections. I have my right, my middle, and my left. So now I'm going to take from the left side and take a piece of hair and add it to my left section. Okay. Regroup my fingers, and now my left is going to go over my middle. Regroup my fingers. Now I have to add a little bit to the right from my right side. And I will turn the mannequin a little bit. So I'm going to add from my right side, I'm going to add some hair to my right section. And now what I'm going to do is my right is going to go over my middle. I'm going to regroup my strands. So now you can start to see my braid as I'm going along. So now I'm going to add a little bit from my left side here. I'm going to add it to my left section. Okay, I have my right, I have my middle, and I have my left. And now it's my left side's turn. Regroup my fingers to go over the middle. So it's going over the middle. And feel free to comb through your sections as you go along. Okay. Now I have my right, my middle, and my left. Now it's the right side's turn. Regroup my fingers. I'm going to take from my right side Okay, and it's a section. It's a thin section. Okay, notice that I use my pinkies to help me. So I'm going to add to my right section, so that way my right section thickens a little bit. So I have my right, my middle, and my left. So now my right, it's its turn to go over the middle. Regroup my sections and my fingers so that I distinctly see my right, my middle, and my left. Now it's my left side's turn to get a piece of section. So here's my left side section, adding to my left section. And it's the left side's turn to go over the middle. Regroup my fingers, and I'm going to cross my left over the middle. Okay, so I continue working in this pattern, regrouping my fingers and sections as I go along as to not get confused of where I'm at. And I keep adding all the way down. I take from the outside and I add to my outside section for this particular braid. Regroup my fingers, and my right goes over the middle. Regroup my fingers, add a little bit to my left. Now my left goes over my middle. Now, could you add your sections from the outside to the middle or the opposite? Yes, it just depends on what you're going for and the kind of braid that you want to get. So now I'm going to do more of a side view so you can see, and you can start seeing the thickness of my sections as I'm going down the head, and my hand does stay close to the head. So that way it's nice and tight. You can do it looser if you want. In that case, you just lift your hand away, and when you push back down, you can see the looseness of your braid as you're coming along. And it's my right side's turn, so I'm going to take a section. Okay. And as you can see, this is my section. And I'm using my pinky to help me, and I'm adding my section to my right side. And now my right side, now I'm going to regroup my fingers here. My right side is going over the middle. And now it's my left side's turn. And I'm adding some hair from the left side to my left section. And now my left section is going over the middle. Okay, regroup my fingers and my strands. Now I'm adding from the right side, and it seems to be this might be my last section. I'm adding from my right side, using my pinky to help me, that way I don't let go of my middle sections. Adding to my right side. And now my right section will be going over my middle. Now if you notice my section here is getting loose, all you have to do is follow and find where it's coming from. And when you tug and pull on that particular section, it'll tighten up some for you. Okay, so I added to my right, and now my right is going over my middle. And now my last section from my left. Adding the rest of the hair to my left side, recombing and regrouping my sections, and my left is going over my middle. And I just continue my braid down as if I was continuing a regular 3-strand braid, right over the middle, left over the middle, and continue all the way down until you finish your braid. Then you want to take your rubber band and simply ponytail so that ponytail it off so that it stays in place for you. I'm show you a few things. Okay, you can see my braid starting in the front, and you can see the shape of the triangle here. Okay, usually it starts middle arch of the eyebrow up, and then your triangle, the V point, is right with the nose, aligned with the nose. Okay, and as you go back, you can see the crisscross of each section, and also you can see how thick my sections get as I go down. See how thick they get as I go down. You can make them thin or you can make them thick. Okay, and there's my braid, and it goes all the way down to the bottom. Now, what I was telling you earlier is if you keep your hand close to the scalp as you're coming down, the braid will remain tight and close to the scalp, and it will not flow down. Now, if you pull your hands, like my hands were here, and then when the braid falls, you can see the looseness that you get on the bottom. Okay, so for a particular design, that's okay, but if you want it close, then my hands should have been here to avoid these pieces coming down in this way. Okay, you can also take your braid when you're done, and you can bun it around as we've done previously to hold your bun in place, bobby pin it in, and you can have a little design.